My name is Mitzi Prophet, and this is
Joshua Williams, and I'm his son.
Yep, You're My Son. We want to talk today about IDEA, and it became very real to us when Joshua was 5 years old. He wanted to go to his home school where his friends went. Fast forward, we ended up in due process and federal court. Welcome to kindergarten, right? This changed our life forever and showed us how we were going to have to talk about Joshua's needs and rights, and we still have to do this today. The difference is he can talk for himself. We moved to Georgia in 2005 because the schools were better. And every state is different, and we know that, but IDEA is still the same. Joshua was in a self contained classroom until the end of ninth grade. He came home and said he was bored and he wanted to go to regular classes to get his regular diploma so he could go to college. This was the first time I'd ever heard this from him. So I was like, fine, call the big IEP meeting. We had a little bit of resistance, but he finally said, I have nothing else to do, so I want to go for my regular diploma. We know everyone learns different, and how you're taught is how you, it depends on whatever goes on with that person. He had some wonderful teachers and staff, but after the IEP meeting, we found out that he had not been taught how to read or write or do math. At that time in Georgia, the diploma tracks were much more complicated. We knew it was going to be a struggle, but Joshua said, I want my regular diploma. What else do I have to do? And to get into college, I have to have a regular ed diploma. He learned to advocate from a wonderful state senator who told him, Joshua, you need to tell your story. This was hard due to that he would have to show his deficits and how things have not worked and how things needed to work to help him achieve his goals. He went through all the loopholes that were required during this time to obtain the regular diploma, and this took us a couple years. He ended up returning his year after his senior year to get his remaining math credits. He was awarded his regular diploma after the process changed from lots of advocating in the state of Georgia. Fast forward again, he had to orally test into college. He passed with remedial math and reading. He started college at East Georgia Community College. The first week he came home, he said, Mom, I need my IEP. I got tickled and I said, You don't have an IEP anymore because we're not in the public schools, but you have a 504. He knew then why it was so important that the IEP was in the schools because it gave him the supports and for him to succeed, and this was going to be so different. So sadly, the schools, he was not set up to succeed as well as we had hoped he had been. He graduated with his 2 year degree. He had an associate's in general studies.
In general studies.
He transferred into Georgia Southern, and that was a big hurdle too, but he did good with all his help and learning to speak for himself and tell him what he needed. May 8th of this year, he graduated with a Bachelor's of Interdisciplinary Studies. His senior year this year, he was on the president's list as well with having a 4.0. So it goes to show that no matter what you want to do, it might take longer, but he got his degree.